Welcome to the Village Vision podcast, where community, collaboration, and care converge. I'm Dr. Crystal Morrison, and I'm honored to be your host on this incredible journey. As a firm believer in the power of a united village, I'm thrilled to bring you inspiring stories, research, and projects that break down barriers in child and family care. Through heartfelt conversations with experts, advocates, and those with lived experiences, we'll showcase the transformative impact of collective support. So join me on the Village Vision podcast as we explore the remarkable collaborations that lead to better outcomes, foster a sense of community, and inspire action to improve care for ourselves and everyone around us. On today's episode, I'm here with Julie Robles. Julie Robles, or Julie Jupiter, as she's often known, her pen name, is an author, educator, and creator of the Julie Jupiter Book Club. She writes fiction and nonfiction books for early readers and children with special communication needs using built-in picture communication support. Welcome, Julie.
Hello, thank you.
You're welcome. It's so good to see you again. Julie and I had a chance to meet at the National Autism Conference. Really loved the work that she was doing, and it was an obvious opportunity to follow up and chat more on the podcast here. Everybody that we talk to on the Village Vision podcast always has a very compelling reason behind what they're doing today, the why behind their work.
And I had a reading group full of, kids who were totally nonverbal to very, very verbal and wanted to talk to me. And it was really difficult. And they had all different IEP levels and different TEKS or standards that they were learning. Their different goals were so different. And I thought, I need something that ties all of them together, that supports that communication to where the kids are able to respond and connect with each other.
So tell us a little bit more about where you're at today with the Julie Jupiter Book Club. Tell us about the types of books you're creating and where people can find the books.
Sure. I think it's come about because of this trifecta of my experiences in special education. And also, I was a mental health counselor. And also, a million years ago, I was a photographer. And so, all of those elements have, nothing is lost in the economy of life. And all of those elements have circled back around and come together to support what I'm doing now. I see the big design in that.
Yeah.
And so what I'm doing right now is I've actually just finished. This year I've written a full series of books that are social emotional learning books, but they all have academic science vocabulary in them. So the teacher will be able to actually fit some of that social emotional learning and talk more about that during a science lesson even. And so it's supporting kids academically and socially. Okay, so with social emotional learning and life skills functioning, sometimes I have one book called Things Change at Pizza Burger Happy Place. So it is a life skills book, and the vocabulary in it has to do with all the things that you encounter at a restaurant, whether it's the counter and the line and the cashier and the server or the forks and the spoons and everything that you encounter there at a restaurant. Those that vocabulary is there. But then also basically the storyline is that this student or this child has this fast food place that he loves to go to every week, and then one day it's closed for remodels, and then it opens. It's totally different,
right? And all of these opportunities to bring things together in an interdisciplinary way with real life examples just heightens the ability to learn, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. That's how you live life. That's how
Yeah.
you end up, you end up applying all of that knowledge you got from everywhere to whatever is in front of you, how you're experiencing the world.
Yeah. Well, and you're a perfect example as an educator, a mental health therapist, and a former photographer. I mean, you're pulling it all together right now, right?
Absolutely true. Who do not has have special communication needs, and so what sometimes I was seeing was that we would give the kids these tools to be able to communicate, but really their peers, their general education peers, were not equipped to be able to understand really what they were doing, that they were
Sure.
communicating. And so they were kind of stuck with just communicating with their teachers or their primary caregivers and other kids in the special education class. And so I want to be able to really connect kids, all kinds of kids, and getting this young group familiar with the rhythms and the practices of using picture communication. And then also on teacherspayteachers.com, I have a store, and all of the communication boards that are found at the back of my books are there for free. And so even if you never buy a book, you you can get that those communication boards that are so helpful for kids there.
That's fantastic. So we will, of course, have all of Julie's contact information in the show notes, along with links to her social media and website. But really encourage you to check out her website, social media, check out her books. They're really fantastic. I can say there's not anything like them that I've seen before. They're very unique, and that speaks a lot to Julie's vision and her creativity. So, Julie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for inviting me. This has just been lovely.
Wonderful. So, thank you for joining us today. Again, I'm glad you shared your story and your experience with our listeners. And like I said, be sure to check out Julie Jupiter Book Club. So, thank you for joining us on this episode of the Village Vision podcast. I hope you found inspiration and valuable insights from our conversation today. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, rate, leave a review, and share. Thank you for being a part of the Village Vision podcast on Word of Mom Radio. Take care, and let's keep shining a light on the power of community, collaboration, and